ladies, welcome back to another episode of Kenya Knows. It's been a minute, but I couldn't stay away, especially considering how crazy NFL free agency has been so far. I have seen tons of new trades and new signings, such as the Raiders getting what is going to be their franchise center in Tyler Linderbaum, or the Colts signing Alec Pierce to a 4-year deal that is $29 million a year. Definitely saw that one coming, but I was not expecting the amount of money Alec Pierce received. But I will say, there was nothing more shocking that happened on Monday until I saw the headline: Mike Evans is signing with the 49ers. This was definitely the most shocking signing so far, because I was expecting Mike to sign back with the Bucks because he had been there for so long. But to see him play for another franchise, a whole other team with a whole other quarterback, that's going to be a little bit difficult. That's definitely a big pill to swallow for me and probably a lot of other Bucks fans right now. He signed a 3-year, $60.4 million deal. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am not okay, and I am sure Bucks fans aren't okay with this either. Because seeing Mike in red and gold is going to feel so wrong. It's on game day. It's definitely the end of an era for Mike Evans and the Bucks. But today, I am going to dive into why this is happening, why it hurts my feelings, and why I actually think it makes a lot of sense for Mike Evans. Before I dive into it, please make sure to like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below at the end of this video. All right, let's get into it. First of all, can we just acknowledge that Mike Evans was Tampa Bay? 12 seasons, over 1,000 yards every single year, a Super Bowl ring. He's the only player in NFL history to start a career with that many consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. In all honesty, he was really the only constant. Whether it was Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield under center, Mike was going to get his. He's a future Hall of Famer, and there's no doubt about that. And he did it all with class. To see that jersey change, it is a little heartbreaking. I It does feel like a breakup where like nobody did anything wrong, but you just know it's over. So why leave? You'd think he'd want to retire a Buck, right? And he still could retire a Buck. Many players sign one-day deals to retire with the team that either drafted them or a team that gave them the better opportunity to be great. But we do have to look at the Buccaneers roster. Tampa, I think, is getting younger in a lot of key pieces, specifically with the wide receiver room. They're just getting younger at wide receiver. And I think that they've got these young receivers coming up who have higher floors right now, who potentially have higher ceilings, and they have lots of energy. With Tez Johnson, Emeka Egbuka, Parker is still there, Cade Otton as well. They're all very young receiving options on the Buccaneers. And I just think that Mike probably looked at the room and realized he might not be the guy for much longer. When you're a wide receiver one of Mike's caliber, you don't want to be the second option or even the third option who only gets 3 targets a game, maybe for 60 yards a game. That is just not going to work for guys like Mike Evans. If this was A.J. Brown or Stephon Diggs had an 1,000-yard season, and he had multiple 100-plus yard games last season, and he's around the same age as Mike Evans. So it all worked out for Stephon. I just think that if Mike were to be limited in the offense, he may not be as happy. But he's 32 now. And I think he felt that if he stayed, he was going to be pushed out of the focal point of the offense, regardless of the caliber of player that he is. And honestly, I don't blame him for wanting to go somewhere else. In Tampa, Mike had to work really, really hard. Not saying that he won't in the 49ers, but he was constantly fighting man-to-man coverage, using his size to box people out. And at his age right now, this is going to get harder. more exhausting, and it'll be a detriment to his already injury prone body. Remember, he's had multiple hamstring injuries. He went down with a concussion, a hamstring injury, and a shoulder injury, and they were almost back to back to back last season. So I think signing with Kyle Shanahan, you'd be lying. Hell, I'd be lying if you don't think that this is a great situation for him. Shanahan is like the mad scientist at scheming guys open. He uses a lot of motion and play calling to make sure his best players get open in space. And I think with that, Mike may not have to be a defender one on one every single play anymore because Kyle Shanahan's system is kind of going to do half the work for him. It does take a massive load off of his shoulders and probably adds 2 or 3 more years to his career. At the end of the day, 60.4 million for 3 years at age 32, that is a massive win for Mike. He does get a chance at another ring with a Super Bowl ready team, and he gets to play in an offense that won't leave him beat up all the time. But here is the bad news. Now, I don't know what's in the water over there in San Fran, but for some odd reason, they tend to have injury prone seasons almost every other season. And it's damn near consecutive at this point. And it's not just with Christian McCaffrey, who has always been healthy one season, hurt the next, healthy one season, hurt the next. I mean, it's insane the amount of injuries that have happened to this 49ers team. Yes, they are getting older in some areas, and I think that has a lot more to do with the injuries, but the fact that it's every other season is kind of strange. Brock Purdy was injured for more than half the season in 2025. Nick Bosa went out with an ACL tear, I want to say in week 3. Fred Warner had a lower leg fracture, I want to say, and his was, I think, in week 5. Hell, even the backup quarterback got injured multiple times last season. I mean, everybody was just dropping like flies. Williams, the Trent Williams, the left tackle, was also injured last season. So that could be the only thing that may come back to haunt Mike Evans' decision to sign with the 49ers if he gets injured or the other crucial pieces around him get injured that will have a lot to do with the success of this 49ers team. But man, that first game where he walked out with a 49ers helmet, I'm going to need a little bit of a minute because Tampa won't be the same without him. And the NFC South just got a lot less scary without Mike Evans. So to my ladies who love football, do you think that this was a good decision by Mike Evans to sign with the 49ers? Please drop a comment and let me know. It is so good to be back. I'm sorry for the long hiatus. I have been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, and it feels good to get back into the groove of things. But I'm Kenya, and this is Kenya Knows. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on all of my socials. I am on the road to getting 100 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.